So Sandpiper, which does fall underneath the Forest River umbrella, offers its product in two different versions. You have the Sandpiper Luxury, which is going to be whisper quiet air conditioners. It's going to be solid surface countertops, hydraulic leveling, and then they give you the Sandpiper, which is what you're looking at now. This is supposed to be the step down of the luxury version, where they've taken from certain different places to cut back on weight as well as price. I've been through this thing now at least 5 different times, and each time I'm discovering something else that's like, wow, did you really take from the luxury, or did you just leave it? Because it's all still here. Like, you've got 4 different blindside camera prep, you've got on-demand water heater, 2 15K air conditioners, and just several other really nice features. I typically try to put each RV into its own little category, and I'm having a very difficult time determining where this one should even be at. It's not really an entry level yet, it's not a luxury coach, but I mean, there's just tons of bells and whistles to go along with what the Sandpiper is providing you with. And I'm also not sure if I should call this thing a 1, a 2, or maybe even a 3-bedroom. But I'm curious to know what you guys think, so be sure to tell me down below, and let's get started. So in your opinion, what makes a room when it comes to the different RVs on the market today? Is it having a mattress? Is it having a window, heating and air conditioning, lots and lots of storage space, or how about even TV connections? Let me know down below. But I am currently on the 2nd floor of the new Sandpiper model number 3990, where this area could be utilized as one of maybe 3 different bedrooms. You could comfortably sleep 2 adults up here, and you also have an impressive headroom right at 34, almost 35 inches, dead center of the coach. On this side though, you are limited to ceiling height right at 24 inches. The overall box is right at 5.5 by 5.5 feet. However, I've dealt with customers that are full-time on the road, and some of them have turned your typical loft into a really awesome playpen area. So this is a front living layout. It has 5 total slide outs, and we'll provide you with sleeping room definitely for 8, but possibly 9. Just really depends on the size of your guest. Just going to try to orientate you slightly with the layout before we head all the way to the front. But this thing is just loaded out with different features that can just, it checks the box for everything you could possibly want. From tire pressure monitoring system, 60,000 BTU on-demand water heater, all the additional sleeping room for your family to grow into. Up here in your upstairs, this is a full profile coach, so you have additional headroom, 6'5" ceiling height, electric fireplace, Connex soundbar with zones A and B for inside and outside speakers, 50-inch smart TV this year. We're gonna leave this down though. But the floor plan, it worked nicely for maybe a family that's looking for something to grow into, and with all the additional features, it can truly take you anywhere, and you're not gonna have to worry about, you know, freezing in the winter. You're not gonna have to worry about getting too hot in the summer. But the Thomas Payne Collection furniture, both of the sofas do let out into sleepers. I'll try to get those opened up for you guys. These 2 here are just recliners. There is LED lights, and disregard the cardboard. I left that in place. Handrail leading you down into the kitchen. So the countertops inside of your kitchen are what I call a pressed membrane countertop. It's pretty much a hard heated plastic that is wrapped over that material. It prevents it from swelling if it is to make contact with any water. Let's start over here to your right. This is your pantry next to the fridge. That's something I wish they would improve on. This is like the second one I've seen Sandpiper do this with. They should go ahead and put some type of adjustable shelf. Maybe 1 or 2 more. I feel like there's too much dead space. But overall, Love the kitchen hardware. Soft close latches on all of his cabinet doors, plus the pull outs. Nice little place maybe for an air fryer. Let's take a look at this. This is your controls. Your tank monitoring station, your awning extend and retract, 12-volt tank heaters on all of your holding tanks, all the light switches. This is your slide, extend and retract. This is the slide switch for the bedroom. So on-demand water heater with temperatures upwards, I do believe, of 130 degrees. I cannot turn it on because I'm not hooked up to water, just power. Additional storage. Some more storage down below. Then we go around to the fridge. So your fridge is a 16 cubic foot, 12-volt fridge. This does work off of the solar panel, so you have on board the coach also another feature. 190 watt solar panel found on the roof, which sends over a charge to the smart charger. That's a 30 amp charger, but we'll go over all of that once we get outside. Fridge on the top. Freezer. Really deep. I'm kind of impressed by that. That's at least 24 inches deep. Let's look at your kitchen island before we go over to the stove. Island in the middle, I like to flip up. The additional prepping range with the leaflet that's added, that's also nice. I like the accent lights that they place all around the coach. This would be a single basin undermount sink with a residential faucet. Let's look at some of your cabinetry now. That is glass. Pretty decent. They're about 12 inches deep. I also like the contrasting crown molding. That's really, really nice. I call this area a coffee prep station. So coffee pot, maybe different things that are needed, like your creamer. Good place to store all of those. Greystone oven. That's pretty much your standard size for an RV. You're not going to get the larger oven with this being a downsize from the luxury editions. But if you went with a luxury Sandpiper, this of course would be replaced with a much larger. Several pull-outs, soft close. Overall impression of the kitchen is it works. I don't see really much room to improve on. It's a typical, living and kitchen when it comes to the layout. The more impressive part of the camper, of course, being the sleeping in the back. Slide box over here was nice to see. I'm 6'2". I have plenty of room to stand at the table, not having to be cautious of my head or even a valance being there. That's actually kind of nice, not having the valance, being able to walk into your dining area. But it does have a freestanding table. There is some carpet inside of the dining room slide here. There's also a 110 outlet tucked in the corner. Let's come back and go over the bedroom area before we touch on the bath. Stepping down, the coach does have a drop frame construction, which is how they are able to achieve all that additional headroom up here. Coming down to where you have a king size bed, additional storage underneath. I've gone ahead and left it open. I am going to close it, but this is also nice to see. Normally, when you're dealing with the manufacturer and they're cutting back to save weight as well as price, washer and dryer is gone. It doesn't exist. So this is nice to see. And not only is it a stackable, it's not going to be a combo unit. If some of the ones that do provide it, it's not going to be a stackable. It'll be a combination unit to wash and dry. So you're going to be really limited. That's very, very nice to see. Good job, Sandpiper. Love all the additional storage. Plenty of room. However, this is the one thing that came in and it's a miss for me. There's no shelf for maybe a CPAP. Even a simple corner shelf would have been very nice. And the other thing is going to be the 110 outlet. It does not exist on this side, and you have a 110 outlet over here. But you know, the overall floor plan, it's been very, very nice. I love all the different bells and whistles that they are including now from the factory. Let's go up to the bathroom now. So you got a porcelain foot flush toilet, a decent amount of changing room, still have the same countertops. I like the sink like that. Plastic sink right up against that thermofoil. No medicine cabinet though. That's going to be your little shelf maybe to replace the medicine cabinet. So your bathroom, I'm 6'2" and I'm probably a good 3 or 4 inches from the ceiling. Plenty of room, 2-piece plastic shower right at a probably 5-inch step up to get in there. Let's look at the price and MSRP before we head outside. So a date and time of making this video, this is the manufacturer suggested retail price. It shows all of the options built on board of the coach. You can pause it there so you can read it. And the MSRP, date and time of making the video, $101,766. I do leave a link in the description that takes you back to my website where you can view our price of each make and model. But if this is where you typically end your video and you're not too interested in what you see outside, leave me a thumbs up, leave me some comments telling me what you think. Would you consider this to be 1, 2, or maybe even a 3-bedroom style RV? So I really like the manufacturer including a lot of different new bells and whistles to make camping and towing your camper a lot easier. This is nice to see. Tire pressure monitoring system. The camper is already outfitted with Goodyear endurance tires, but this is going to make towing this 13,000-pound beast a lot, I'm not going to say easier, but you're going to have a lot more peace of mind knowing that you can keep an eye on those tires in the back. I've also gone ahead and turned the living area to its full sleeping arrangement to give you a better idea on how much sleeping room you'll possibly have. But let's go ahead and head outside and go over some of the outside features now. So this is going to be a full profile unit, which means it doesn't taper in the front quite as much as some of the other models that you see on the market. This model is going to be 96 inches wide. It is leveled from a 6-point electric leveling system. Let's take a look at some of these numbers though before we dive too much into the vehicle. This model is going to be 43 feet 6 inches long, 12,586 pounds. As it currently sits, you're going to be riding on 2 twin 7,000-pound axles. It's got a gross vehicle weight rating of 15,375 pounds, and you've got available cargo of 2,730. So with all those numbers being said, you'll have a hitch weight right at 2,800 pounds. So I'd recommend pulling it with at least a single or dual wheel 1-ton for safety purposes. But here on the front of the coach though, you got a fully molded fiberglass front cap, and Sandpiper does this part a little bit different. They bring the seam back a good 12 to 14 inches, placing it further back on the side instead of almost directly on the seam. Blindside camera prepped for 4 different cameras. That's going to be mount number 1. You've got LED docking lights right over the kingpin, plus docking lights that run the length of that automotive grade windshield also on the front. So the coach is going to be 96 inches wide and leveled from a 6-point electric leveling system. The controls to operate it are found in the front pass-through compartment here. So you do not have a drop frame in the front of the coach, so that's why you have a slight bump up. That's going to be the controls to operate the fully automatic leveling system. It's a really easy system to work with, but just by pressing one button, the coach will level itself. That's going to be the smart charger to control that 190 watt solar panel found on the roof. This is going to keep the battery from either overcharging or undercharging. It pretty much just extends the life of the battery. Dimensions though are probably right at 3 feet by 2.5 feet. Your baggage doors are very thick, probably right at 2 inches thick. That's the exhaust for the furnace, and that is that 60,000 BTU on-demand water heater. This is what I call the water management area, or wet bay. Everyone calls this something different. The water lines of the coach will come up through the floor, connecting to either your city water connection or black tank flush. You got an inline filter that's already installed. That's rather nice. Let's come around to the camp side of the coach now. So this is going to be mount number 2 of 4. You got both of your 30-pound propane bottles. The other side of your pass-through compartment. Battery disconnect switch there. Friction hinge entry door. It's right at 30 inches wide, 74 inches tall. That is very, very nice for all you taller individuals out there. That's going to be blindside camera prep number 3. 20-foot awning. It is white in color with white LED lights found underneath, and your outdoor speakers are on each corner of the awning there. Hope you guys can see that. Goodyear Endurance tires. Those are coming standard this year, plus the tire pressure monitoring system to go along with those. Television connections back here with an LP disconnect. You could possibly set up a table, make yourself a nice little outdoor entertainment. There's a shot of the back jacks for the leveling system, but we're going to come around this way and go over the underbelly and some other things. Here on the back of the coach though, no ladder installed from the factory, just the component. Those ladders, I've worked with one. They're kind of like retractable. They fold up really, really small, maybe to put in a compartment. I feel like though it should already be a standard thing on the back of every single RV. LED lights replacing the halogens. That's nice. And again, that's blindside camera prep for number 4. Your slide mechanisms are Swintech for this one and that one. Your 2 slide mechanisms for your living area are a rack and pinion slide. You're only going to have one sewer connection back here on the back. However, take a look at this and let me know what you think about this. Your pull handles are under here, and I hope you guys can see it. I'm not going to bend over to look for it, but there are 2 pull handles located under the skirting to control all of your sewer connections. This little compartment back here would be a nice place for that retractable ladder or additional storage. And your power cord is located right about in this area here. But I'm curious to know what you guys think. Would you consider it a 1, 2, or possibly even a 3? All your interactions with my videos, they certainly do help out. Continue to hit that subscribe button down below. Come see me.